everybody. How are you all doing? Everybody doing good, right? So you're all ready to start the new general classes, GK classes? Okay, you're all ready. So before getting into the class, I want to give you a very small cheer up game. The game, you're excited, no? You all like playing games? How many of you really love playing games? Say yes, ma'am. Okay, I mean, if you have said yes, even I love playing games. Okay, so what is your favorite game? You love to play indoors or you love to go to outdoors and play with your friends, like cycling and all? Or you love to sit inside your home and play the tiny games like the chesses and all? Chess, caroms, a lot of games are there, no? The card games are there, the Uno games there. How many of you love to play indoors first? Say yes there on the chat box. Okay, some of you have said yes. So, what is your favorite indoor game? I've given you some of the examples like chess, caroms, the card games. There are, you can also include that mobile games like Ludo and all. You enjoy playing games like Ludo, no? Okay, great. So, how many of you really love to go outside and play the game? Like you can have the games like the stab games, the hide and seek games, the cycling, the race with your friends and all. You love race. Okay, you love having the race with your friends, no? It's really good. So, you know that while playing the indoor games as well as while playing the outdoor games, what's happening? Our entire body is actually in motion, no? That means it's moving, it's actually functioning. We can see that while running, our hands are moving, right? While walking, also, we can see that our legs are in motion, our hands are in motion. While catching games and all, everything is in motion. So we can touch our hands, we can touch our feet, we can touch our legs and everything, right? While playing the chess game, what is actually the common organ that is on function? What is the common? Okay, we can hands. Yes, you play chess using your hands. Yes, you actually take the chess idols and you are actually placing it one by one. No, like you are actually using your hands to play the chess games. For the caroms games as well, you are actually playing it with your hands. Apart from hands, what are the other organs that is being involved? You can actually say any organ that is being involved, like your eyes are also involving in the playing the games, no? Because you're seeing the chessboard and the chess icons and everything. While playing the caroms also, you're seeing the carom board, you're seeing the carom coins and everything for striking it. Am I correct? So, other than the eyesight, other than the hands, I mean the fingers and everything, what are the other organs that is being involved? Please use your chat box to reply. Yes, someone has said the right answer. Claps. You want to know? It's brain itself. We're actually using our brain, no? But can we touch our brain like how we touch our hands, how we touch our cheeks and everything? Can we touch our brain? It's typically difficult, no? Anybody used to touch your brain on a daily basis? Not your head, but something inside. Okay, leave the brain. How many of you usually on a daily basis touch your heart? Heart, not chest, heart. Anybody touch your liver or lungs on a daily basis? We don't. So, Okay, so you understood that there are certain organs that we can touch, and there are certain organs that is inside our body which we cannot touch, right? So we are going to learn about a human body in today's session. Are you excited to know about what is the organs that is being inside our body and how it functions and all? What is the purpose or what are we doing inside our body? It's really mystery, we don't know how it is functioning. We can see that how our hands move, we can see like how our legs move, and we can do anything that is being outside our body, but we are really unaware about what is happening inside our body, right? So today's session we're going to learn about some of the some of the what some of the organs that is inside our body. So the parts or the organs that is inside our body, that is inside within us, okay, within us, they are called the internal organs or the inner parts. You can see I have placed an image on the screen itself. There you can see that apart from the external body parts like the hands and like the nose, the cheeks and everything, the ears and everything, there are also some of the internal body parts that is being shown. Okay, so these are called the internal organs or what? The inner parts. And some of the inner parts that we are going to learn in today's session include the brain, the heart, kidney, bones, lungs, stomach, muscles. Okay, these are some of the internal organs or the inner parts that we are going to discuss in today's session. So we can go one by one. We can start with our brain itself, as we started with the game chess, the game catch me game and all, the hide and seek game and all. As I said before, along with our hands, along with our legs, along with our eyes and all, the brain is also functioning. Brain is the main organ that is being functioning. Okay, so brain makes the whole body work. Usually, what happens when you touch in a hot pan? What happens? We feel a burned in our hands, no? So usually what happens is that the burnt or the heat will reach us our hands. That message, like the message we convey through the mobile phones, like the messages we convey through the laptop, emails and all, the message like, okay, your hands are got burned, will reaches our brain. And brain is actually the organ that says to our hands like, your hands are burned, it is burning. You getting me? So the impulse, we can say that this is impulse. When we actually like the heat, we can say that, suppose thing like your hand or your leg got pinned with a nail. When you were walking, your a nail or a pin got into your toes. Hmm? So what happened? That is an impulse. That is a message. That message is being sent to the brain, and the brain will say to the leg that, see, your leg is being wounded by the nail or the pin, and it is going to bleed. That is how the functioning happens. So the king of our body or the organ parts is what? Is brain itself. Okay? So brain makes the whole body work. Brain is a control center for the body. That means brain, as I've said before with the examples like the nail example, like the burning of the hand examples and all, the brain is the organ that controls all the body parts. The entire body parts is being controlled by the brain itself. And as a part of the nervous system, the brain receives and makes sense of the signals sent from the nerves in the body. Likewise, we can. I told you about the impulse. That message that is being taken is called the impulse. We can also simply say that they are the signals. So when it is being taken out, the message reply is also being given at the moment itself to the organ. And the brain also sends information to the body's muscles and organs. The brain will send the response is being given to the organs, each of the organs, like to the hand. See, hand, you are being got burnt. So the brain is actually sending message to the hand. That means the muscles of the hand as well as the organ, the hand itself. So the brain is actually sending the information to whom and who? To the muscles as well as the organs. So you're clear about the brain. Now we are going to the heart. Where is heart located? It's on the left side, okay? You can actually take your hands like this. And your heart, the size of the heart is a closed fist. Close your hands like this. This is the size of your heart. And it is placed in the left side of the body. Okay? And the heart is a muscular organ. The organ is actually fully like a muscle that you can see on the image itself. It's full of muscles with a lot of veins, pumps, and all. No, there are arteries, veins, pumps, and all located in the heart. We're not going deep into each of the organs because there are a lot to understand about each of the organs. But externally, what we can say is that there are a lot of veins, vessels, pumps, and all, in which what is the function? What is the duty of the heart? What is the duty of the heart? Heart pumps blood. Great. Very good. Yes. What the heart do is that heart will actually pump the blood like a flow of water. There is actually a flow of blood happening all over the body. Okay, the blood is flowing very simultaneously or in a sequential manner, like a tap of water. It's actually flowing here and there every time. Okay, so this flow, this blood flow is actually being controlled or is being done by the heart. The heart will pump the blood to each and every part of the body. You're getting me? So we can say it as a circulatory system. Heart is the organ that is for the meant for the circulatory system that will pump the blood to the entire body. Along with the blood, what the heart do is that heart will take the oxygen. You know what humans need? Oxygen. They'll intake oxygen and they'll exhale carbon dioxide. They'll give out carbon dioxide and intake oxygen. So what the heart do is that heart will carry all this oxygen to various parts of our body. Wherever it is needed, it will carry the oxygen to various parts of the body, and it will also gives the carbon dioxide, the excess of the carbon dioxide that we can say it as a waste. We can say it is a metabolic waste. Metabolism means they are a chemical process. As I've said, there are a lot of processes that is happening inside our body, which we cannot see, which we cannot touch and all. But there are a lot of processes, there are a lot of functions happening inside our body. Okay, so after all these functions, there will be some waste, like while we cooking in the kitchen and all. After a good meal, suppose a chicken curry itself is being prepared. What happens after preparation of the meal? There will be some kind of waste of the onion. There will be some waste of the chicken and everything. No, so that is the waste of the kitchen waste. Likewise, after the whole entire chemical process is happening in our body, there will be some kind of extra waste, or we can say it as a metabolic waste. This waste and is being carried, such as the carbon dioxide. That waste in our body is the carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide is being sent to the lungs, okay, and the lungs will exhale it. That means lungs will give it out. That is actually the rough functioning of the heart. You got the idea? Ready to go to the next organ? Ready to learn the next internal organ? Yes. And the very next internal organ is the kidney. Like I asked about the brain, like I asked about the heart. Have you touched your kidney ever at least one time? Have you touched it? No, because it is also placed safely inside our body. That is, it is placed within our body, so we cannot touch it. And kidney is actually in a pair. They are not like a pair, not one. They are two. In our body, we have two kidneys. That means a pair of kidneys are present. And what is the duty of kidney? You can see the image itself. There are two. They are like bean structured. You know what a bean is? The bean structured beans that we used in the curry and all. Yes, that long brown color bean. Very good. So that colored bean, that colored structure is for the kidney. The kidney has got a bean-like structure. And what this kidney do is that, as we have said about the metabolic waste and all, when we have the food and everything, there will be some kind of waste that will be generated in our body, right? After we have the food is going to straight to stomach and everything. After, what happens is that there is some kind of waste which we eliminate, or which we give it out. And that kind of waste are actually gone in the form of the urine. Okay, and that extra water or the removal of the waste is being done by the kidney. That is the function, or that is the duty of a kidney. And kidney filter the blood and take out all the waste in the blood. It will also filters the blood in our body. That means there are, as I've said, the blood is actually continuously flowing up and down. Likewise, what this kidney does is that it will filters the uh, blood. Like we filter the tea and all, it will actually filter the blood, and it will take away the waste, and it is being removed through the process of urination and all. And the kidney sends the waste onto the bladder in the form of urine. This waste is being this drying of the waste is happening in the kidney. And after this, what happens is that kidney will take all these waste and put it in the bladder, a urinary bladder. And the urinary bladder is the organ that will forms the urine, and that is how we undergoes the urination process. We understood the three internal organs that we learned till now: the brain, heart, and kidney. We have learned the three internal organs, and we are going to learn the next internal organ, that is the bones. You can see the image itself. What is that? Bones. So roughly give me the response, like what is the functions of this bone? What does this bone do for us? Just in simple words, you can say, you can respond it according to you in a very, very simple words. If we don't have bones, suppose we don't have bones in our hands and all, what happens? Our hands will fall like very softly, doesn't have any structure and all, no? It will actually flows like what? Like it doesn't have any shape. It will not hold itself. Correct? Yes. So the main purpose of the bones is that bones will support our entire body. It gives us support to our entire body. It helps us to, or helps the body to form a good structure, a good posture. Okay, this bones actually saves, or it actually protects all the internal organs inside our body. Okay, they are kept safely, like we are being safely kept inside the house. At the night time, we are actually locking everything. No, the house is the building that protects us. Likewise, the skeleton or the bones will help us in protecting all the internal organs, and they will be present very safely, and they'll be protected very safely in our body. Okay, And coming to the skull, you know that we have a good shape and structure on the head and all, no? It's really round shaped. That is for the protection of the brain. The protection of the brain, there is actually a bone structure that is present in the head, and it is called the skull. And the skull will actually protect the brain. And the adult human skeleton, when we think about a good adult human skeleton, there are 206 bones. See, in my body, I have 206 bones. Can you imagine? We can see only when we count one, two, three, four. We count it roughly like very, very small. But when we take the deep account or think about each and every tiny bones, what happens is that we can count like there are 206 bones in our body. Really surprising, no? We got shocked. Okay, so, and these include the bones of the skull, the spine, the vertebrae. You know that in our back position, in order to keep our spine in a very erect manner, it means in a very straight manner, there are vertebrae, there are spines present, there are ribs present all our body, like you can see on the skeleton system. There are bones in our arms, there are bones in our legs. These all will protect all the internal organs and they'll be kept safe in our body. Okay, this is the beauty of the bones. Simply, we can say that they are the guard of the body. They guard all the internal organs in our body very safely. Without breaking our bones, none of the internal organs are going to be affected. So they are actually keeping their bones very, very tight. You got it? So we are going to learn about lungs. So lungs is actually a bag-like organ. It looks like a bag, a tiny small bag. You can see in the image itself. They look like a bag. Or they are actually the body parts that is used for breathing. Like I said, we intake the oxygen and we give out the carbon dioxide. And this process, or this is the respiratory process, or the respiratory system, we can say that. And this duty is being done by the lungs. The lungs is the organ that does the process of the respiration and the respiratory system and everything. And all animals that have a backbone and breathe air have lungs. Every animal and every human being and everybody who has got a backbone and breathe air, who intake air, like animals, we can say like a dog, we can say like a tiger, we can say like a leopard or anything, who has got a backbone and who intakes the air will have a lung. And when an animal or human inhales, that means breathe in, the air is filled inside the oxygen. You just breathe in and just breathe out. Okay? When we breathe in, that means when we exhale, what happens is that we are actually taking all the oxygen through our nose and through our mouth directly into our lungs, and the lung gets expanded. It means a little more big, it gets bigger. And when we exhale, that means when we leave out, the lungs will be, the expansion will reduces to contraction. Okay, and the lungs leaves out the carbon dioxide. You want to try it? Anybody want to try it? Yes, some of you want to try it, so we can try it together. So when ma'am says inhale, you have to inhale, fill the lungs with air, and exhale, you have to leave the air. Okay, and you will feel like the expansion of the lungs as well as the release of the air through the lungs. Shall we feel it? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. So you are able to feel that the air is being inhaled and the air is being exhaled, right? And next organ that we are going to learn is, what is that organ? Which organ is stomach. So we have learned some of the very important internal organs. The stomach is also one of the most important organs. What the stomach do is that we know that we eat the food. We eat our ice creams, we eat our parathas, we eat our rice, we eat our shakes, breads and everything. And what happens? This food will directly go through the esophagus and it will reach the stomach. You can see the image of the stomach and it will reach the stomach. And wherein what happens, the stomach is actually like a mixer that we use in our kitchen. Okay, the stomach what it does is that it breaks down the food. Again, we're actually chewing the food. Again, when it reaches the stomach, it actually breaks down the food. It will mixes it chunks it, it smashes it, and it will form like a paste structure. Very, 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 very tiny structure for the tube to carry. For the tube that is inside our body to carry it. Okay, and it does this with the help of a very strong muscle. Stomach has got a lot of muscles like any other internal organs that we have learned. And what this mixing, this shunting, this smashing, and everything is done with the help of the muscles, the stomach muscles. And also there are a special kind of juice called the gastric juice. These two will function to mix and shun and break the food into the tiniest of the particles, and that will get removed. And that is the working of the stomach. You got it? You got the idea about what are the duties our body or the internal organs are doing? They're simultaneously working with a lot of things that we aren't even known about it. No? You know, like our stomach is functioning like this. You know, like our heart is continuously functioning to pump the blood to the various parts of the body and all. Ooh, it's really shocking and exciting, right? Yes. And we are going to learn about the muscles. Muscles. What is the thing that comes to your mind when I say the muscles? The big, thick muscles of the muscle memory, right? Okay, they are also muscles, but apart from that, everything that is outside, that means this is our skin, and inside our skin we can feel the bones also. Between the skin and the bones, there is actually a muscle stress. So everybody has got muscles that is required for a body. Okay, not only the bodybuilders has got the muscles, we all have got the muscles in our body. Okay, and these muscles they adjoin to our bones that will join with our bones through tendons. We can call it as tendons. They got attached to our body through the tendons. And these muscles are the most elastic organs we can have. Elastic means what? Elastic. Stretchable. Yes, they are stretchable. Likewise, muscles are the most elastic organs which can be shortened, which can be lengthened, and everything. And there are two types of muscles, that is voluntary muscles and involuntary muscles. That means the muscles that we use with a lot of pressure is also there. That means while pulling a bench or while pulling a desk or anything, the muscles are actually working, right? So, and there are also the muscles that works without any good pressure, like while writing on a book also, our muscles are actually working. Now, when our fingers are actually moving like this, the muscles are actually functioning there. So there are voluntary muscles as well as there are involuntary muscles. And what do you understand about muscles? We all have muscles. Not only the bodybuilders has got the muscles, and the muscles are present between the skin and the bones. Okay, so shall we go for a very small polling session? Polling session, shall we go? Shall we check our brain functioning till now? Shall we Think like what are the things that we have learned is still in our minds and all. Whether you remember what we have learned and all. Shall I check it? Okay, let me check it. The first question is on the screen. The brain sends information to organs and dash. Option A, muscles. Option B, veins. The brain sends information to organs and dash. Option A, muscles. Option B, veins. What is the answer? Just think. I have set two examples for you to understand. Just think. Where does the brain send the information? From where does the brain collect the information? Think properly and put your voice. Everybody put your pause. Shall we see the answers? Okay, I'm going to say the answer. The brain sends information to organs and muscles. Am I correct? We have learned about the nail or the pin on the toes. We have learned about the examples like burning of the hands. These are all examples of the information that is being collected by the brain. Okay. And the question number 2 is again on the screen. Heart carries dash the body. Heart carries dash the body. Option A, carbon dioxide. Option B, oxygen. Just think like what does the heart actually carries and what does the heart actually releases to the lungs. This thing, and you can connect the answers like that so that you can remember it properly. You got the answer? Shall we see the answer? Okay. The answer for this question is the heart carries dash to the body is oxygen. Oxygen. Option B, oxygen is the answer. We said that the carbon dioxide is being given to the lung for the exhalation. And the question number 3 is also again on the screen. The body waste is removed by kidney through dash. Option A, blood. Option B, urine. The body waste is removed by kidney through dash. Option A, blood. Option B, urine. How is this body waste being removed or being given out of our body? Just think properly and put your polls, okay? Everybody got the answer? Shall we see the answers together? Okay, the answer for this question is option B, urine. We urinate and leave all the waste products from our body. Am I correct? Yes. So question number 4 is here. Dash the part of respiratory system. Option A, lungs. Option B, heart. Dash is a part of the respiratory system. Option A, lungs. Option B, heart. Just think how many systems ma'am has said and what was the other system and what is the organ that comes in the other system. And you will reach the answer of this question. Come on, with your answers. Very easy question, very, very easy question. Shall we see the answer? Shall we see it together? Okay, the answer for this question is option A, lungs. And heart comes under the organ which comes under the circulatory system. Lungs comes under the respiratory system. Okay. And the question number 5 is again here. Dash mixes chunks and mashes the food. Option A, lungs, and option B, stomach. Dash mixes chunks and mashes the food. Option A, lungs, and option B, stomach. Just think about the function of lungs first. Then you do think about the function of stomach. And then look into the question and think like which organ actually performs like mixing, mashing, and breaking of the food, and you will reach the answer. Everybody got the answer? Shall we see the answer? Okay. The answer for this question is obviously what? It's stomach, right? Lungs doesn't do that. Stomach is the organ that actually mixes and mashes, and that will break down everything with the help of the stomach muscle and gastric juice. You remember? Yes. And this is the end of today's session. And I hope the session was really interesting. Before winding up in the session, the tip of the day is that I've told you about some of the functions of the internal organs, right? And these are not only these are actually the limited number of internal organs that we have learned. There are a lot more. Not only the organs, there are some kinds of veins, vessels, and more about the heart, the lungs, and all. So what you have to do is that you can actually research on any one of the organ that you're interested. Suppose you are interested in learning about the heart, what you can do is that you can actually take some of the books that says or that describes about the heart conditioning, how the heart functions, what are the walls or what are the arteries or what are the veins and everything says, and you can actually write it on your diary. Okay. So you all got the idea about which organ that you want to pick out to write a note about it? Everybody got the idea about which organ to take, no? Yes. So that is the tip of the day. And so, children, I hope that you really got interested with this session and you really enjoyed and had fun learning this session. So please take your works seriously and put your works on the social media platforms of Yellow Class like the Instagram and Facebook. There are also a special option in the Yellow Class website as well as in the Yellow Class app where you can actually post your work there and you will get direct messages from the mentor. And if you really love the Yellow Class DK section, you can also call your friends to join along with you. And what you have to do there is you can actually give them a unique referral code and they can use that referral code to join the session. You know what? There is waiting for you. There is exciting prizes waiting for you. Okay? See you in the very next session. Bye.